Hello, everyone, and welcome back to History 303 Museum Studies. Now, this is our landing page, and I'm going to move to our current week 10. Now, in week 10, we have listening to the lecture overview, including the monitoring process and display labels on Monday, campus visit to the Simpkins Project museum label assignment confirmed. Um, Make photo for adding to own collected project, design labels and label content, post label to forum, and the campus tour of displays for monitoring themes, ideally if we have time. And on Wednesday, we've got listen to the lecture overview, gallery, walls, and the tyranny of the white cube. We have completing the Monday tasks, so distributing the labels, visiting Simpkins play to place the labels, a group visit of the monitoring sites, group discussion question, how to get the word out. And then next week, we're going to be looking at found displays. So in our handouts, we have the monitoring record, uh, including the Google Docs, where we can enter community information. Ideally, we'll talk about that as well. In-class assignment, create a museum style label for wall art, what accessions catalog numbers mean, the rise and fall of the white cube, is the lecture, and also found display assignment. We're not doing that till next week, but I thought in case someone wants to read ahead, it would be there. Now, on this section, you'll note that our first team for this week is Lizeth and Myra. You can find the week that your team will be responsible for monitoring the cases in here. Update last week, we decided to have the docent tour be open to campus community and most especially invite those we have interviewed, but that the final presentations, the symposium would actually be in-house, only members of our course. In addition to the workshop day, we completed an initial practice rehearsal of the docent tour. Now, some of what we learned and talked about from that experience included needing a flyer or a guide of some sort for our tour audience, that we need to think about transitions both between members of each team during their presentation and also between our teams while moving from one object to the next. Everyone needs to practice volume, elocution, and stage presence. We may invite Dr. James Dugan to workshop with us if he has time week 12. We need posters, interventions, invitations for our Earth Day docent tour event. And though some limited time is provided during class, it's highly recommended that the teams practice together outside of class. So in short, there will be a bit of homework. Now, this is where the video that I'm making right now will go. You'll note we do have a forum section. In this week, there are two things. One, a place to display the label designs. So on Monday, ideally, we're going to be creating those display designs and adding that post so that Dr. James Dunn can then go ahead and print them and have them ready by Wednesday. Then retracing our steps in week 10, we have placing, or rather, going back to move forward. We're going back to the week 9 forums to complete that initial drafting stage report for the end of group presentation. Now, that does lead me to the question of how the symposium has changed. Let's go and look at Unit 4. Here we are. You'll note that in Unit 4, again, I have our key dates. We have key assignments and when things are happening. And then we have also this structure for the symposium. Now it's changed a little bit because we decided to be in-house. As such, based upon our group discussions, I've decided that each student will be able to make their own individual presentation rather than present as a group. This presentation may be a traditional slideshow, a video, or students may choose to show us via a walking tour what their personal favorite item or items in the Heritage University collections happens to be. During week 10, we will confirm these adjustments and create an updated formalized assignment structure. Possible simplified structure in which will differ from the currently available assignments under handouts in this unit will be as follows. So we meet on symposium day Presentations stay in the classroom. Those who want to share a conventional individual presentation can present their work. Those that want to take us there, so to speak, can present on site the location of their favorite item. Now, we'll need a list of those in advance. If we're going to need to walk somewhere, we want to structure that tour in an organized fashion. And then we return to the classroom. All right, there is an optional visit. This was moved from March to April, an optional visit to the Yakima Cultural Center and Museum. We have confirmed that we want to go as a group. 7 of the students have confirmed they want to go as a group to this optional visit to Maryhill. Of course, if you just decide to show up on the day, that will be fine too. Um, Right. This timing, though, has changed a little bit, actually. And so I will be updating that and adjusting that. Essentially, we're looking at going from 9 to 1 or 9:30 to 1:30, depending on the time that students have available. All right. So that's going to be altered slightly, and we'll be talking about that in class. Okay. Let's go ahead and return to week 9. As I said, we have to also remember to revisit this section. Everyone's done a wonderful job of talking about the tour script. The other forums had to do with drafting the presentation. And of course, now this may be changing somewhat. So we'll be discussing this during class on Monday. All right. Okay. So in other words, our overview essentially tells us that we have a few decisions to make. Nothing that we can't take care of, and I think that it's going to be a wonderful conclusion to the course. Now, again, for those of you who are going to start monitoring on Monday, monitoring record, if you select this, that's the hard copy version. And then this is an in-class assignment for making labels. We will be talking about what a session's catalog numbers mean, but you're welcome to read in advance. I will be also giving this lecture about the rise and fall of the white cube. And then we'll talk a little bit about the found display assignment that is going to be happening during week 11. Okay. Thank you all so much for your time and attention. And I look forward to seeing you next week in class.